TNT's back with a doubleheader Thursday night, starting from Brooklyn. The Bulls and the Nets at 7 Eastern time, followed by the Spurs and the Thunder. Huge one in terms of the top of the Western Conference standings. And game two from Oklahoma City. It's the Spurs and the OKC Thunder. The defending Western Conference champions are looking up at the Spurs in the standings by a game and a half. San Antonio, with the injuries down the stretch, is in an interesting position here. Which do you think is more important? Greg Popovich is always concerned about keeping the legs fresh of his stars in particular. At the same time, I'm sure they'd love to hold on to that #1 seed for the eventual potential Game 7 against the Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. Which is more important?
Well, they would want home court, but what's more important for San Antonio is health. Because Coach Popovich said it before, and he says it every year. If you're going to win a championship and you can't go in somebody else's building and win one game, then you don't deserve to be NBA champion. You have to be able to go on the floor and win a game, because you may trip up and lose a game here and there at home, so you got to be able to win on the road. If they're healthy, he knows they can beat anybody, anywhere, anytime. The key for them is health, not necessarily whether they have home court. If they can hold on to it, fine, but they got to be healthy. They need Tony Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan, and Kawhi Leonard.
Right.
They need him healthy.
Manu Ginobili's likely to be out through the end of the regular season. Parker has carried them most of the season, and lately in particular, Tim Duncan has been really, really good.
He has. I mean, and at times, Pop has done a good job, and also give all these guys credit that at times when Pop really needs them, when somebody's out, Tim Duncan steps up and plays above average. Tony Parker puts the team on his back when Manu and Tim are kind of having a slow start or a slow entire game. But I look at the Spurs and say, wow, if they do keep the #1 seed, they got to go through the Los Angeles Lakers as of right now.
Right.
That's a tough task for the San Antonio Spurs. So if you want to talk about
that's your normal 8 seed.
What the San Antonio Spurs need is, I'm with Sam. They need help. It doesn't matter for them, because it's going to be a tough road for them to get to the championship, win the Western Conference. Whether they play Houston first, who get up and down, or the Lakers, they need their help.
But see, I don't think they're afraid to play Lakers, because the way San Antonio play, they spread the floor anyway. And so they're going to put Steve Nash and Blake and all those guys in that high screening role, and they're going to spread you out with them shooters, and they're going to roll Tim Duncan to that basket, so you're going to have to pick your poison. And San Antonio knows how to win. And then they play fast. You know, San Antonio a big team, but they play fast, and the Lakers can't play fast.
Well,
the Lakers play more of a methodical game.
To look at San Antonio, this San Antonio team, without Manu being healthy, who do they have to guard and bother Kobe Bryant besides a Kawhi Leonard?
Nobody.
And that's the part. I think you got to have a guy that's defensively, that's either a Bruce Bowen type, that's his assignment, or a guy like Manu who can adequately guard him, but then put some pressure back on him on the offensive
other end.
Kawhi Leonard can put pressure on him offensively, though, because he can shoot the ball, and he will take the ball to the basket if you close out on him too hard.
But I don't think Kobe will close out on too hard. He'll close out short.
Well,
and keep him out of foul trouble. Manu keeps him in foul trouble.
Then I can promise you this.
Right.
He closed out short on Kawhi Leonard. He's going to be eating a lot of threes, because he will shoot it, and he will make them.
The Thunder present all sorts of problems to whoever they play, but for whatever reason, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook have not had their best nights against the Spurs this season. In particular, Westbrook, and they still wind up with 22, 23 points. Is there something the league could learn from what San Antonio tries to do against them?
Well, San Antonio does a good job with Russell Westbrook. I mean, I think when you start to look at that number, Sam, for me, and I'm trying to circle it with my pen on the screen, 34% for Russell Westbrook. When you have a score like that and you played against the San Antonio Spurs, you're not going to beat them by yourself, Russell, or off the bounce. You're going to have to move the basketball, run your offense. And I think when you see 50% shooting from Kevin Durant, and he's only averaging 22 points, he needs more shot if he's going to shoot 50%. And I think that's the cure for them. Russell has to make them pay when they collapse on him.
Well, the reason Kevin's not getting more shots, I think Russell Westbrook sometimes, he's playing against another elite point guard, he gets so caught up in that one-on-one battle. And when he plays against Tony Parker, he wants to show the world that he's a better point guard than Tony Parker. And Tony Parker is unique from this standpoint. The Spurs don't need Tony Parker to get 12, 14 assists.
Right.
They need Tony Parker to get 7, 8 assists, but they need him to get 25 points. So he has the green light to go score more. Well, Russell Westbrook, when you have a guy like Durant, who you should be getting the ball to a little bit more.
The scoring champ.
Exactly. A guy that leading the league in scoring, it's a different dynamic. San Antonio. So I think Westbrook get caught up in that one-on-one battle, and that's the thing, that little inner demon in him that he has to fight because he's so competitive, and he want to beat you, but at the end of the day, what good is it if I outplay Tony Parker and my team lose?
Right.
And that's something he's got to understand. In the playoffs, it's not about the individuals beating each other. It's about the teams winning.
It's the little Russell Westbrook with the pitchfork on his shoulder.
Yeah, and then the one over here with the little angel. Follow the angel. Don't be like Smitty. He followed the one with the little pitchfork.
The angel gives it up more?
The devil made me do it.
That's the TNT doubleheader coming up on Thursday night.